Today was fun, man. Today was fun. Real Madrid is officially raising another trophy. This time it's a Super Cup. They won the Champions League and now they won the Super Cup. And they kind of like close off what was the perfect league season for them last year. Last year they won La Liga. Last year they won the Champions League. Last year, they picked up all the dubs that they had to pick up, man. They didn't win the Copa del Rey, right? I forget who won that one. But they won what they had to win. And all the big competitions, they picked those up, and this is the cherry on top. Now, this was the cherry on top with Mbappe in the lineup, who also gets a goal. And let's just say the stars were shining. The stars were shining bright. Vinicius Jr. Was shining today. Mbappe shined today, and then Valverde, who's a big star in the midfield, was there for the tap in. But today, I think more importantly, showed me a couple things. It showed me that Vinicius Jr. probably does deserve the Ballon d'Or because, let's be real, Real Madrid's first half was nothing to be excited about. It looked terrible. It was not a good first half. No one's going to watch that first half and be scared of that Real Madrid. No one's scared of that. ATALANTA, I hope I said the name right, was cooking them up. Were playing a great game. We're out tacticking them, if I said that right. Ancelotti was kind of getting out managed in the first half, but it was just kind of a game where it was like they were trying to feel each other out. Second half comes out, and this Real Madrid looks like a completely different team than what we saw in the first half. Everybody's involved. Jude Bellingham looks light on his feet. He looks insane, looks great going forward. And he actually starts the attack to Vinicius Jr. that scores the first goal. But the way Vinicius Jr. beats a defender is what we're lacking and slacking in world football, in my opinion. There's only a few wingers that can do this. Rafael Leao is one of them. Vinicius Jr. is one of them. Nico Williams, Yamal is one of them. But there's not that many like we used to have. Back in the day, we had so many of these, right? Like a player that could just get the ball and 1v1 against a left back or a right back or a center back and just absolutely annihilate them. You don't get that a lot, but you saw Vinicius Jr. do that on the first goal, and he put a ball to a spot where Valverde could never miss, a spot where only his player could be, his spot where only he's going to get to, and that was just an unbelievable play from Vinicius Jr. And I truly believe that Vinicius Jr. should win this Ballon d'Or. It's just my opinion. I think that even though Jude Bellingham went to the final, even though Jude Bellingham won the Champions League, I think Vinicius Jr. has been so important and so clutch. And once again, in a game where the game looked terrible for Real Madrid, he shows up 1 second of a spark, and all of a sudden Real Madrid's winning. And then you get to the second goal where Mbappe gets his first goal with Real Madrid. It's a debut goal for him, first official goal with the Real Madrid shirt. And he hits the half Mbappe celebration, half Ronaldo celebration. It's the Sui into like the "oh yeah, I told you so" type thing. And then you see Vinicius Jr. come behind him and do the same thing, looking like they're great friends already. You know, it's scary when you see in this type of already such an amazing team, and then this type of chemistry, right? Them coming together and being able to celebrate, and they all look very happy and stuff. So this Real Madrid is going to be a scary Real Madrid. I do want to say something here, though, because there is ways to play against them. Atalanta in the first half showed that it's possible to beat this team, and that offensively they're insane, but defensively it's not the best team in the world. It's a great defense, and one thing I do want to say is right now I think Mendy is making a lot of Real Madrid fans eat their words, because I know, like you guys know, a lot of Madrid fans didn't really like Mendy, didn't really want anything to do with Mendy, but Mendy has really stepped up over the last I would say year for Real Madrid. He's really put in some great games. And I think today he put in a really good game. I think today he was really impressive. Eder Militao is a great center back. I never rated Eder Militao crazy when he was in Portugal. But he's good, man. He's a really good center back. Like I said, is this the best center back in the world, the best defense in the world? No. I think Carvajal is one of the best right backs in the world. I think Eder Militao and Rudiger are insane players and really good. But I don't really know who has the best defense in the world, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe it is that Real Madrid defense. Is it Liverpool's defense? Is it Arsenal's defense? Is it City's defense? Who has the best defense in the world? I'm talking about best left backs, best center back. Like, who has it as a unit? I'm not 100% sure who it is. But a lot of people will say that Real Madrid's defense is not good enough. I personally think it's fine. I think it's a defense that's already won the Champions League, it's won the Super Cup, and it's going to continue to give a lot of more trophies, in my opinion. They got an insane goalkeeper, so I think the team's perfect, man. Because I tweeted out, or I put on social media, yo, who's stopping this? And it was who's stopping this 11? And everybody was like, oh, great team, but the back line could use some work. I think it's a great back line, man. Like, could it be better with Hakimi, and could it be better with Theo Hernandez and this guy and that guy? Of course it could be better, but it's an insane defense. So I don't think the defense is a problem, and I don't think the midfield is a problem. Now, I will say this, and I think people need to understand, I think Real Madrid might drop a few points in the beginning of La Liga. And by Christmas, I think that's when they'll start really cooking. The reason is, I think it's going to take a while for them to find themselves without Toni Kroos. A lot of people underestimate what this German guy was to football and what he is to this Real Madrid team. Toni Kroos IQ, Toni Kroos passing ability, Toni Kroos ability to play football is just unmatched. And it sucks he retired. In my opinion, still pretty young. We could have gave another 2 years, 3 years, but also he's done everything he had to do in football. But it's going to take a while for them to find their identity without Toni Kroos, in my opinion. And without Modric on the field. Because you got to remember, Modric is older. He's not starting. So now you don't got no Modric. You don't got no Toni Kroos. So we really, it's really going to take a while for them, even though those players have played with each other, like Tchouaméni and Valverde, even though they've been together for a while. It's also different because it's a very young defense. And, you don't have a leader like Toni Kroos or Modric on the field with them at all times. So it's going to take a while for that team to really, I think, gel into what they're going to be, that midfield. So I think with that being said, in La Liga, they could drop a few points early on if Mbappe and Vinny don't straight carry that and score a bunch of goals. I think the midfield could have some holes. Now, with that being said, this is going to be a scary season for every team in the Champions League and for every team in La Liga, because all it takes is one ball. All it takes is one through pass, one over the top, one amazing pass from either Militao or from Rudiger or Vinny or Rodrigo, and Mbappe is gone. And there is not many teams in the world that have a defender that can keep up or stop Mbappe. And Mbappe, in my opinion, this season, I feel like he's on a mission to prove something. Because if he goes to Real Madrid and Real Madrid doesn't go far in the Champions League, it's gonna start everything's gonna start coming in, right? You're gonna start hearing, man, did he make Madrid worse? They were better without Madrid. You're gonna have Barca fans laughing. It's gonna become this thing where you really go like, oh wow, like were they better without him? It's gonna become that, and we all know it because we know how the football world works. So I think there's a lot of pressure on him to make sure that Real Madrid makes it as far as, I'm not saying they have to win the Champions League, but makes it as far as what's considered good for them. And it's also important for him to score a lot of goals to prove that, in a way, hey y'all, like I loved PSG, but PSG is a great team, but I was kind of like, this is me. This is like, look how good I am. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of thing. To win a Ballon d'Or, you got to prove yourself. So what I'm saying to you is I think this is going to be a real breakout season for Mbappe. And I think a lot of defenses in La Liga and the Champions League are going to get terrorized by this guy because he is just an absolute machine, bro. He is in Portuguese, we would say, o gajo é uma máquina, meu. You're just saying, the guy's a machine, man. He's going to keep running. He's going to score goals. He's going to get assists. He's going to be that guy. And remember that he's going up against ATALANTA today, who's a great defensive team, a real well-organized team. When he matches one of those teams that are not as well-organized, Bloody's going to be scoring hat-tricks left, right, and center. I am excited for this season with Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. It's reminding me of man, I don't want to say it too soon, but like those duos that you would watch, like after they scored, like when Marcelo and Ronaldo celebrated together. You know what I mean? Like it's starting to already get to that point where I'm like, oh man, this could be in a couple years, this could be nostalgic, right? Like this is what we want to talk about. Like Vinny and Mbappe doing celebrations together. Dance, Vinny, dance. Dance, Mbappe, dance. Like that's what it really, really looks like. The only thing that's missing from this season is Nico Williams going to Barcelona. If I can get Nico Williams and Yamal dancing together and then Vinny and Mbappe dancing together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I'm really, really excited for this upcoming season. And Real Madrid, congratulations to all you guys, all the Real Madrid fans out there. But I think it's going to have to take a little bit of patience with this team. I think the midfield will take a while to gel without Toni Kroos. I think this defense still has question marks because Eder Militao missed like a whole season. And we'll see what Mendy really gives throughout the season. But I think there's no question marks up top. Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinny, and Mbappe, they are them. They're going to be them, and they are going to absolutely destroy world football this season